that they were having the extravaganza out there at Clement Park. If I would have known, I would not have scheduled it today. And I also, we were going to do it in the gym, but apparently we had some goal count stuff going on, so they pushed us here. So again, I apologize. This team meeting, we do one every year. I asked everybody to come again because we're adding a few things, simply because we had some issues with the gym, and a couple things I want to go over with parents again. Just so anybody who don't know me, my name is Jim Gibson, and I'm the director of this volleyball club. We started this club, we're going into our 5th year. We started this club 4 years ago just to, well, basically to get my daughter in club ball and to help out some of the kids around the area. I started it with 4 coaches. It was 4 teams. We practiced at a church. And we've become so popular in what we do that we've gone from 4 to 6 to 10 to 12 teams, which allowed us to get our own facility. So, and that's really because of you guys and the kids who've been playing with us for the last couple of years. It's really because of you that we've been able to blossom into a pretty good volleyball club. We've had a lot of success over the last 4 years. When we first started, they started us, and actually one of my teams was actually seeded dead last. Dead last out of, I think it was 104 teams that were seeded dead last, and they won every single game they played. They went undefeated that season. So that was what the other teams did. We were able to move up. Since that time, we've had several teams qualify for JQs. We've been in Division 1, we've been in Division 2. Our ones teams are doing extremely well, and again, that's just because we've just been able to get some really outstanding players to join our club. So I'm going to go over a couple things here just real quick. For the new players here, there was a sheet out there. There's one, it's a spirit wear. I'm also going to email a PDF of that out if anybody would like to forward it on to anybody. We do make money out of this. And last year we made enough money to buy a water fountain for our gym. So anything we make, I put back into the club, and we try to benefit the players. This season, I bought an ice machine for the club. I got it off Craigslist for $100, and now it's for sale. If anybody wants an ice machine, because I got to get a better one because it doesn't work. Slash, I'll make me enough. But we're gonna get an ice machine for the club just for injuries and stuff like that, and the girls like to put ice chips in their bottles and stuff. So again, it's things like this that help us get that money because we're really tight. We are under a nonprofit program. That's what we are. And I know there's a lot of nonprofits out there that people actually make a lot of money on. We don't. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we are one of the least expensive clubs. And I don't want that to be the selling point of this club, is that we're cheap. I want the selling point of this club to be is you're going to get outstanding training here, and you're going to go somewhere in this club. And so far, that has been what we've been doing. So I don't want you to think of it that way, but it is one of the benefits. We are very inexpensive, and the reason we are inexpensive is just simply because my coaches don't make a lot of money, and I don't make any money in there. So I want that to be an underlying thought when you're thinking when you're paying your checks and stuff, that if you were in another club, the cost would probably be 3 times as much as what we charge. For all the new players here, again, going back to the paperwork, actually for all the players here, there's med forms out there. Those are required. Everybody has to have a medical release form. I want 2 copies. What I do with the 2 copies is the coach will get a copy, and then every player will get a copy. We put it in a little sandwich bag, and the player puts it in the bottom of her backpack, or in one of the little concealed compartments in her backpack. And that way, if we ever get to a tournament and something went wrong, the coach doesn't show up, something happens to the coach, unfortunately she can't get there, she doesn't have a backpack, all the players still have their medical release forms, because it is a requirement that those forms are with the players at every tournament, just in case of something unforeseen were to happen. All the new players that are coming in this season, I need a birth certificate. So you can actually scan that if you like and send me a copy of the birth certificate. All my communications are done via email. So I know I send out a lot of email over the summer. We're advertising stuff. We're trying to get people to come in and do camps. We're trying to do some things that help ease the cost, because now being in a facility, we have a monthly rent payment, and it is expensive. expensive, and that's one of the reasons our fees are where they're at. If it was up to me, it would be a lot less, but that the landlord doesn't really agree with that. So try to read your emails so you get all the information that I send out. If you're not getting any information from me, please send me an email. You guys are all here, so you obviously got an email from me. But if you're not getting one or you'd like to add an email, just send it to me. I'll add it to the my master list and send it out. All right, I'm going to put a contract. It'll be a generic contract, a copy of that on the website. Okay? I am right now in the process of scanning all your contracts up, and if you would like a copy of your signed contract, just send me an email. I'll send it to you. But give me a little bit of time to get it scanned up and sent to you. But there will be a generic copy on the website. That way you can go through the contract. It's a very lengthy contract. It's got a lot of pages in there, and the majority of it is over behavior. Okay, so that's what I'm going to talk a little bit about now. So we got the birth certificate. Everybody needs a birth certificate. Everybody has to have that medical release form. Your memberships, your RMR memberships. The RMR requires you, even though the membership is still going to last for like another month or so, and I think it's until November 1st that those last. Even though they still last, the RMR requires you to renew your membership as of September 1st. So I'm not actually allowed to have anybody in the gym if I'm doing something under the club heading for the RMR region, unless they have a current RMR membership. They're $55, and no matter what club you belong to, you must have it. Right. So now we're going to go over the contracts. Okay. I didn't bring a contract. I'm just going to go over some of the highlighted parts of it, and mainly it's parent and player behavior. This is going to happen in any club you go to. It happens every single year. It doesn't matter. Parents get a little feisty when they're watching the games. They get a little, they celebrate maybe a little too much, get into the game a little bit too much, maybe say some things that are inappropriate. One of the things we have to remember is that your daughter as a player, she's going to kind of reflect some of the stuff that you do. If you get in the car on your way home and we're driving home and maybe she didn't have the greatest day, or maybe she had a great day but we didn't win or something like that, and you start talking negatively about another player on the team, that's automatically going to put a little negative note in her brain about that player, and that can cause some cancerous stuff down the road. So I would like your parents just to be really cautious at what you say about other players on the team. Not everybody's the same skill level, and at some point in time, everybody's going to make a mistake during a game that may cost the game. I know my daughter did it. My daughter had a game one time where she erred 3 times in a row, cost us the game. It happens. She was a pretty good player, and I've seen very good players do stuff like that. So we really have to be careful what we say on the sidelines and in your car ride home and stuff like that. So I think it's pretty common sense, but because I know it happens, I like to go over it every season. So just kind of watch what you say to your kids. Try to say positive things, and make sure that everything we do is in a positive way when we talk to the kids. Players. Again, we're always going to be courteous when we're not on the courts. We're going to be courteous to other teams. We're going to be courteous to the referees. We're going to be courteous to the other coaches, to the other parents, because that's going to reflect the club in a positive manner, and it reflects you in a positive manner, and it looks more professional. So please be aware of the way you represent the club with your own behavior. You can read more about this in the contract, but let's try to refrain from gossiping. And because of social media, with Facebook and all those things that are out there, anything you say, and I don't even know what Twitter is. I don't have an account. I don't know. I've never used it. But I understand that it can be really, really bad. I know there was an actor here last week twittered something kind of negative about somebody, and I guess it really went bad for that person. So remember what you say on Facebook, or what you do, pictures that you allow people to take and put you on Facebook and stuff, those can have a detrimental effect on what you do in the future. teacher if it's something that is showing something kind of negative. So be careful, be careful. In our contract, there is, we don't allow drug use, drinking, or anything like that. And if we see you, if it comes to my attention, and you would be surprised at how much stuff comes to my attention that people pass on to me. People pass everything on to me. I learn about everything that your kids are doing, and if I see it, and it's a bad reflection of the club, there's probably going to be disciplinary action towards you. Because it doesn't set us in a good light, and it's not good behavior for your kid. You're an athlete, and you should be representing yourself as a positive person. I'm going to go a little bit further on this. When we travel, a lot of times the teams will go out for like a team dinner. When we go to Greeley, I kind of like the players to stay as a group, stay with their team, and we're not going to break apart. But I know a lot of times parents want to join the dinner. I have absolutely no drinking rule. You can't sit down at a dinner table with the team and drink a glass of wine or drink a beer. I know that may be customary for what you might do, but it may not be customary for what 2 or 3 of the other kids at the table do. So we just dispense with it right across the board. There is no drinking at any of the tournaments we do, anything that we do of a team nature. That's for my coaching staff, and that's for the parents, and obviously the players. When we get up to Greeley, all the food that the players will eat if they're being housed with us, the hotel rooms, we're going to supply that. We're going to make them sack lunches for the day, and then after the games, we're going to feed them, and we're going to do all that stuff. My team moms are going to be working on that as we get closer to Greeley. I'm going to go back to parents' behavior at tournaments. Okay, a lot of times parents like to say things to the referees because the referee didn't catch it. Okay, well the referees are not going to catch a lot of things. Okay, they're going to make a lot of errors. Down refs, the kids that are reffing are going to make a lot of errors. These are things that are going to happen. Please do not say anything to the up ref. Do not say anything, especially do not say anything to the kids that are roughing. They're just kids, okay? I understand we expect them to do their job correctly, and the coaches promote that, and the up and down refs promote that, but it's not really something for the parents to contribute feedback for mistakes and stuff like that. Please don't ever go and talk to the up ref or down ref. Don't correct them on the score of the game. Your coach is supposed to be watching the score of the game and keeping track of that stuff. Please don't do things like that. If there's any type of something that goes on in a tournament where they bring in the tournament director and maybe you get removed, what they're doing now is they're fining the clubs. So if I get a fine because of something that one of my parents did, I'll call you. Okay, because I'm going to collect that money from you to pay that fine, and you might not be able to come to any more tournaments because that's not what we want to demonstrate as a club, the way we behave. So again, I know this seems kind of silly, but believe it or not, it happens. And I go through this every year. You're also responsible, even though your grandma didn't sign this contract or grandpa didn't sign this contract. Grandpas are cool. I've never had an issue with grandpas. We talk about this every season. Grandmas can be off the hook. I don't know what, but they can be really out of control at these games. So please, yeah. What are you going to do? Well, please, anybody that you invite to the game fall under your contract, okay? I can't do anything today, but again, like I said, I'll call you, let you know that maybe Grandma shouldn't come to the game. Okay. Practice schedules. I sent out some practice schedules, and thank you for all the emails that I received. I appreciate it. We're going to change it up a little bit, but we're still going to stick with the original goal of why we're doing what we're doing. We've gotten a bunch of new ideas this season about practices and Saturdays, and I absolutely love them, and I think it's on the right track. taking this club where we want this club to be. So we're doing some overlapping with practices just so the team, and they'll alternate, just so the teams can meet other players from other teams. And it is a club. We're called a volleyball club, but we're not. We really just go in, we do our stuff, and we come back out. And sometimes some of the players have no idea who's even in the club. So we're going to do this overlapping thing so everybody can meet everybody, and it's more of a family thing. And just as a side note, I bought a movie projector, those big projectors that can put, you set it up over there, and it's like a drive-in. We're going to do movie nights, so we can do lock-ins for the teams. And again, you don't have to participate. I wouldn't want anybody to go against anything that they think is wrong. But the girls will have the option of either staying the entire night there, or maybe staying there till 11 or 12 and leaving. But we'll do a movie night to kind of create that club atmosphere of what a club is meant to be by the definition of it. I also bought a popcorn machine, which I'm really excited about. I really like popcorn. So we're going to be giving popcorn out. And then what we'll do on the movie nights is I will ask if you're interested in maybe bringing in some pizza or something for the girls or something to eat, if you could chip in for that. I mean, I'm a nice guy, but, pizza costs a lot of money, so we can do that. And that's all going to be, based on the team mom sets up and the weekends that we do and stuff. But I think it's going to be kind of neat. It's something we've never been able to do before because we've never had our own facility. And last year we were rushed into the facility so fast that we didn't have time to even think of stuff like this. Okay. Gym rules. Going to go over a couple of gym rules. And again, on that practice schedule, I will be sending that out next week. If you really have a huge issue with something that's conflicting with you, I will try to work with you as an individual to maybe figure something out. But once I've set the practice out, that's what it's going to be. I'm not going to change it anymore. Gym rules. Okay, so this is an RMR rule. This is not my rule. But the RMR says that when we're in an RMR function, that parents come in, and I know parents love to help, and I think it's really awesome, because I was a parent, and I love to help too. But the RMR says you can't help. It says that if you pick up a ball and you strain your back, it's on the RMR. So the RMR came and said, don't let any parents help, don't let any parents touch balls, don't let any parents... And I know it's ridiculous because it doesn't matter how many times I tell you, you're going to do it anyway. So I'm just letting you know, right now, that if you hurt yourself in the gym bending down to pick up a ball, or if you do anything, you did it, not me. It's on you, okay? No insurance is going to back you up. No, I don't have insurance that's going to come and say, here you go, we're going to take care of your medical bills or anything like that, because the RMR specifically states that you cannot do it, and I'm telling you, you cannot do it. If you do it, like I said, I'm not going to say anything, but again, just understand that you're not supposed to be doing that. If it is just out of your control, and you have got to pick balls up and put them in carts, you can do it legally by getting an RMR membership yourself, and that's $55. And you will need it, because you're going to be around the girls, you have to have a background check. So that's another $17. But if you do that, then you can run off the court and pick balls up. I think that would be awesome, if that's what you want to do. Okay? And then you can talk with your coach if maybe you can, help out some way in other ways without like coaching. You can definitely do that. All right. When you're in the facility observing practice, again, you do so at your own risk. It is a volleyball club. We hit balls there. I've seen people get hit in the head. I've seen people come in with computers, and I'm thinking, I'm just waiting for somebody to have that computer flip out of their hands because they get hit with a ball. Again, you come in, you sit, that's your own risk, okay? If you get hit with a volleyball in the head, I'm sorry. So that's about the maximum thing I can offer you. I'm sorry. If you're going to come in and watch, I'm not saying you can't. You definitely can come in and watch, but just be careful. Watch what's going on, because some of these girls hit pretty hard. They hit really, really hard. So if you get hit with one, it's probably going to hurt. If you lose a tooth, I'll help you find it. But we're not doing any of that stuff. All right. Parent coaching. Parent coaching. The worst parent that I have ever seen in volleyball is in this gym right now. And that's me. When my daughter played for Juggernaut, my daughter played for Coco, I was way out of control. I was out of control. I was coaching on the sideline. I was doing everything like that. And it was wrong. It was wrong, and I understand it was wrong. And people told me, not many of the parents or anything like that, but they told me that, well, you know, if you really feel that strong to coach, why don't you do it? So I said, okay. So that's how one of the other reasons why the club started. Please don't coach your kids. Don't coach your kids on the sideline during a game. Don't coach your kids in our practices. Please don't. That's why you have them in our club, so we can coach them. And I have an outstanding staff this season. I think we've always had a good staff. We've always been able to put good coaches on the board. I think one season we didn't have a coach that was really getting it done, so we just asked her to kind of step down and put another coach in that spot. But I'm going to introduce my coaches right now, just so you know who we have. Walter Anarok. Walter's been with me for almost the entire time the season's been here. And you know, honestly, without Walter, I don't even think there'd be a club, because he has helped me so. I mean, it's just been huge. When we got into the gym at 3 o'clock in the morning, we were there laying tiles down because we had a camp the next day, and he stayed with me the entire night laying tiles down. So I can't, you know, thank you, Walter. One of our new additions is Coach Brett Cherry, and he is going to be. Instead of talking about the coaches and their backgrounds, I'm going to be putting their backgrounds on the website so you can see. Brett has a lengthy volleyball history behind him, and I think he's going to be extremely good for the club, and he's going to be working a lot with the skills development with our girls. And he's just brought me a lot of new information and new ideas that I think are fabulous. And so I think it's going to benefit the club big time. Then we have Coach Nolan. My daughter played high school. She was my daughter's coach, so she has an extensive background in coaching as well. I think it's great. Her daughter, Emily Gerlach, played college at Metro and played college and club. Marnie Bilberry, right there. And I think she's a great acquisition. We tried to get her last year, and she ran off to another club, but she has since realized her mistake. Amy Johnson's here. Did you come, Amy? No. Amy Johnson's another one of our club. She's going to be an assistant this season, and she is actually one of the players who started with this club. And I think that really just gets me excited because I have players now that are coming back in and they want to help, and I love it. Annie Gibson is going to be the 12s coach, and I will be the assistant of the 12s coach of the 12s team. And Annie is my daughter. She played for the club as well. Do I have any of the 12s here? 12s here? Okay, my daughter's really mean. I'm sorry. Corey Martin. Another great acquisition as was many of my other coaches. Former college player, former college coach. Very good, very good. Brooke Whitmer, did Brooke come?
No, she had a private.
Okay. Brooke Whitmer, she was one of our most successful coaches. She coached our 13th last year, who finished 6th overall and got a JQ bid. So Aaron Winkler. Aaron Winkler is another one of our coaches. And then I have two other coaches, Kelly and Danielle. Did they come? Okay. And that's our coaching stuff. So obviously we've picked up a lot of coaches. I think the depth of our staff and our knowledge has increased threefold. And, you know, I'm really, really excited for what we have to offer as a club to the players this season. I think we did a good job in the past. I'm not downgrading what we did in the past. I think I'm great. but we have definitely upgraded our coaching staff because I have some very quality coaches that have come in and helping us out. Okay. Parking, just so everybody knows, parking is not good. It's simply not good. If you come in the back way, as you're looking at the building, coming to the back, stay on the right-hand side. Go up the right-hand side, and when you leave, when you're looking out, and then would be on the left-hand side, please go that way, because if you come on the other side, and you're not in a really big, high four-wheel drive, your car will bottom out. That's the landlord. I've been talking to him about that, and he said, yeah, we're gonna get on it, and that was like a year ago. I don't think anything is ever gonna happen with that parking lot, so just be aware. There's a lot of parking back there. I think there's 8 or 9 places back there, but just use caution when you're going in and out. In front of the facility, you can park in front of our facility. I do think that the drop and go idea is probably the best way to go. But if you want to stay, you can stay. If you park in one of those spots there. Once Napa closes, and I'm not really quite sure what time they close. They close at 6. Once they close, we have all the Napa parking in the front. They're in the back, you can't because all their vehicles are there.